Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 15th of November. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect before diving deep in forensic detail and giving you the forecast for each of the 12 signs. So please stay with me. Now this week of course sees a lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, which is particularly significant because we got two eclipses in Taurus in 2022. And in a way, November is like a mini-me of next year because we've got such a polarity between the energy of Scorpio and the energy of Taurus, which is where Uranus is. Uranus is the planet of surprises. Now Uranus this week is in a strident opposition to the planet of desire, Mars, which is in one of its two home zones of Scorpio, along with the Sun and also deep dive in Mercury, helping us to think beneath the surface. And I think all this electric energy that's going to be produced this week is kind of encouraging us to embrace change. Now sometimes we like to have a degree, or many of us like to have a degree of stability and continuity, but something could change now that's been in place for a very long time, and that can feel quite challenging and disruptive. But Venus, the planet of love, but also of loot, is actually forging a marvellous angle to both Uranus and Mars all through this week. So whether it's around a relationship or around a financial opportunity, something can happen quickly that can be good news. So the disruption doesn't necessarily have to be more challenging. But if we are clinging on to something that's not really working and we need to think again, it's a time to be much more open-minded and innovative in our approach. If you're new to my channel, I would be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to get your free written daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, I've written these for over 25 years. Please see the link beneath this video where you can sign up to get this. And with year 2022 racing up, if you've yet to get your personal forecast based on your time, date and place of birth, you can do so now. Get the rest of this year free, a character analysis and 30% off. Please see the link beneath this video. This will give you searing insights based on your personal astrology that goes way beyond your zodiac sign. Hello Gemini and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 15th of November. Now this week has a lot of electricity buzzing around it, and that could make it a little bit difficult to sleep because the part of your horoscope that's to do with physicality is dominated by the deep Sun in Scorpio, the physicality of Mars, and the mental energies and agility of your ruler Mercury, but more of a Virgo influence, more about getting things done, being efficient, sorting out things that are outstanding. Well, all of that is very notable and very worthy. But we do have energies in your 8th house, and your 8th house is very much to do with how you intimately connect to others. It can also be about shared finance and business matters. And here we have Venus, which can be very sultry and sensuous, and we also have Pluto. And Pluto, of course, is about transformations. Think back to 2008. How are you earning your living then, and how are you earning it now? I think there's probably been some significant change. And this week, Uranus continues to be the agent provocateur, and it may be making you feel very unsettled. Sleep may be a little bit hard to get. I do have my draconic Sun and Mercury in the sign of Gemini, so I can really relate to the influence that Uranus in the 12th solar house is having for Geminis. It's kind of very overstimulating. So that cortisol may be buzzing around our bodies, but in lots of ways because it's promoting imagination and the concept of doing things differently. But that makes it much more difficult just to be in routines. Now, obviously, routines are not something you generally totally love because you need that mental stimulation all of the time anyway. But everyone needs a bit, and that keeps us straight. But if your mind has been all abuzz with different concepts and different ideas and strands that you could follow, I think all of that can really be bubbling up to the fore this week. But what do you do with all of this? Because I think you could feel a little bit on edge with Uranus in an opposition with Mars, and it may be quite hard to relax. So doing something that is a bit more physical, like a strident walk, a bike ride, a swim, can burn off some of that excess nervous tension. But also, this could be a week where you do need to consider some of the more psychological, emotional strands of your situation and try to integrate them more in your physical world. If you're living much more in the physical plane and not so connected to those more shadow energies, then this could be a little bit of a bumpy week. And of course, the lunar eclipse of Friday provides a backdrop for the next 6 months, suggesting that work, health, diet, nutrition, all these things are going to be something you're really taking seriously over the next year, not least because there's 2 more eclipses in Taurus next year, the 12th house of your emotions and your vulnerabilities, and also the North Node enters there on the 18th of January. So this pattern that we're going to experience this week is one which will play out next year. So it's maybe the thing to do is to immediately grapple with it, and that could mean some change. And some of those change could be about getting a bit more organised, a bit more productive, maybe letting go of some things that you have in your world that are not so healthy and not so nourishing, and like improving diet, for example, getting a little bit more off the settee and being more active. Things like this are all things that are going to be more and more prominent in your world next year.